morning and happy Monday. Today is February 5th, 2018. This is my week 34 and week 35 post-VSG surgery update. First thing I'm going to do is apologize to you all for not making a video last week. Life threw me a whole bunch of curveballs and it got kind of chaotic, and I just honestly wasn't in a good mind frame to go and post a video. I was rather cranky and all that. The randomness of stress, right? My stove ended up going on the fritz and it wouldn't shut off, and it burned dinner because it wouldn't shut off. It ended up going into auto clean mode and latching shut, and oh my gosh, everything was so burned and horrible, and I had to do all of this crazy research and talk to the people over at Sears to figure out what to do. I'm happy that everything is fixed and I don't need a new stove and whatever, but chaos from that and fear of, oh my God, I have to go and buy a stove. I've never had to deal with the stove breaking in all of my life, so I hate not knowing how to fix something like that. And then having to go for physical therapy because we got snow and it ended up being slush on the bottom, and I've already whined to you guys about how big my driveway is, and I ended up tweaking my back, which is already compromised with chronic back pain. And a couple other things that you guys just don't even want to hear about. It's just, stress sometimes, right? But life happens and you have to go and, take it day by day, hour by hour, whatever, minute by minute if you need to. So I'm just kind of getting back on track. I should also at this point jump into my stats. Back in November of 2016, I started my bariatric program weighing 234 pounds. On June 5th, 2017, I had VSG surgery and I weighed 219 pounds on my surgery date. And the last time I checked in with you guys on week 33, I weighed 138.6, and this morning I weigh 138.3. So that's a loss of 0.3 pounds in the past 2 weeks. So not much movement there, but I very much know why. I have basically been a very bad VSG girl. I have been living off of coffee and peanuts. And the reason for that is because I just honestly haven't had the desire to put forth the, I don't even know, energy to think about taking good care of myself. I've been totally laxed and apathetic about my health, if that makes sense. Like I said, when I have big issues around my back, it really makes me cranky because everything hurts to do. Everything seems to involve bending and twisting, and whether you're doing laundry or the dishes or taking out the trash or vacuuming, everything, it just hurts. Even putting on socks, it's so, the simplest of tasks when you're not feeling well suck. So, yeah, I did what was the easiest. So to throw a cup underneath the Keurig for a coffee and then to open a canister of peanuts was the best I could do, and that's the best that I did. So this week I am going to be attempting to get back on track. Up the veggies, get in some healthier proteins. Now, peanuts, I think that they're a wonderful snack, and I love to eat nuts. But in all honesty, I know that the protein to fat ratio is out of whack. You're definitely getting a lot more fat than you are protein. And so I need to be a little bit wiser about what I put into my body. So, confessions. What else can I share with you guys? I would like to share an exercise that I've gotten from physical therapy. And I've been doing it for like a week now, and I've gotten really good results from it. And it's a very gentle exercise. So if you have low back pain, I highly recommend this. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physical therapist, so if you feel that you need to talk to your doctor before doing these, then definitely do. And if you have issues getting up from the floor, then I recommend that you do them in bed, but the flatter surface would be best, or a firmer surface would be best. So, all you do is you get a folded pillow or a ball. You lie on your back, you bend your knees so that you're making little knee mountains, and you put the folded pillow or the ball between your knees, and you squeeze your knees together, and you hold that for 5 seconds, and then you relax. And you do that exercise 5 times in a row, again, holding for 5 seconds, and you do that once or twice a day. And after a week, I have already felt the difference. What it does is it works your inner thigh muscles that go all the way up in between your pelvis bone, and it helps your hips sit a little bit straighter so that your spine isn't being pulled one way or the other. You know, when you have an injury, your other side overcompensates. So it's just kind of reminding the muscles that that there's two sides, and that they should work together rather than one doing more pulling than the other side. So it's just been, like I said, the pain is still there. It hasn't dissipated completely, but it's helped a lot. And so doing my day-to-day activities has been a lot easier for me. So I thought I would share that with you all. Oh, and I can actually, hold on a second, I can actually show you a picture. And that's what it looks like. And these crazy whacked out arrows that she has over here is just to lie flat on your back and not be in that sitting position. So, I hope everybody could see that and I wasn't holding it up all funkily. So there that is. What else can I share with you guys about what's been going on with me and VSG? Oh, I have a request for you all. For anybody who has made the scallop and carrot recipe from the video that I posted, I would love to hear how it turned out, or any comments that you have. And if you would like me to make more videos about different recipes that I have. Thank you. I hope. Or maybe you hated it and you think that I should never make a video again. I appreciate positive or negative feedback. Any feedback would be appreciated. Also, the last time I came to you guys, I was talking about, I had an appointment with my, my primary, and I was going to talk to her about what to do when you get to a place of weight maintenance, because I'd never been there before. And in short, what she told me is, if I'm already logging the foods in an app, which I am, and I'm sure that most of us are, is to go ahead and look up how many calories we should be having at this stage and plug that in, and then try to stay at that calorie intake and not go over or under, and that should keep your weight maintained right there. So I thought that was awesome. So now we all know how to maintain our weight. And I love when things are easy, and that sounds very, very easy. But I still am going to be going to meet that goal of 132.9 because I would like to reach that goal. What else? Oh, here's kind of a random but not. So a friend actually bought me an Instant Pot. They got one for Christmas, they loved it, and they wanted to share. I very much loved my slow cooker. I thought it was the cat's meow. I loved it. So many flavors, and whatever came out of the slow cooker was always delicious. Well, with this Instant Pot now, I've only used it a handful of times, but each time I've used it, I have been absolutely blown away by, number one, the ease of use, two, the flavors that are drawn out of all of the foods and meshed between them all. I'm amazed that it hasn't, with the Instant Pot, you get all of these flavors in like 15-20 minutes, whereas the slow cooker would take between 6 and 8 hours. Excuse me. And all of the meat that has come out of it has been so tender and so flavorful. I'm like, wow. I actually made a chicken and rice dish yesterday, and that was outstanding. Again, the rice was perfect, and it took on all the flavors of everything that I put in it. I put in carrots and mushrooms and onions with chicken and garlic, and the rice took on the flavors of everything. And like I said, it was perfect. And I think that dish took about 15 minutes, and it tasted like it had been in the crock pot for, hours and hours. So I'm loving this. And because of how tender it gets the meat, I'm actually going to be trying pork tenderloin in it tonight. And that's something that I wouldn't normally eat because pork just has always sat really heavy in my sleeve because it's so dense. But I'm hoping that the Instant Pot is going to make it like it did with the chicken yesterday and just make it tender enough that I can eat it. So I will let you know how that goes. It's kind of like, I don't know, I got a good plan. It's going to be pork tenderloin with an onion and pear sauce. And I'm going to serve it with roasted Brussels sprouts. So if I can't eat the pork, at least I'll have the Brussels sprouts to fall on. Okay. So that's pretty much all I have to say today. I will be back here next week to do my monthly update. And I will talk about what's going, how I did this month and goals for next month, as well as measurements. And I don't think I did a body shot last month, so I will definitely try to get one in for next week. Yes, I do believe. So hopefully I will come to you guys with a much brighter spirit and not so whiny in the beginning. I thank you all very much for watching, and have a great week.